Power steering. It's kind of low. That's pretty low. It's got to be at least there where it's too cold. Cool. Essentially, that's what I need. Just that text. A lot of Nissans, Toyotas, they actually use transmission fluid for their power steering. Some people don't believe me. Hey, that's how they fuck up their pumps. Here's our recommended tag on the oil. 530 is preferred, but we can do 1030 or 1040. His engine is rebuilt, so we're gonna go with 1040. It's gonna run a little bit hotter, obviously, so we want something that's gonna protect internally. So 1040 should be good. 2050 would be pushing it. That's crazy. He looking at me. STP oil filter, part number 2827. Does up to 5,000 miles. So obviously we're not gonna push the hard body to 5. Probably swap it out in 3.5 or 4,000 miles. As you can see, 1040. Obviously we're gonna add a little bit of power steering fluid. Looks like I'll also do the reservoir. It's a little bit under. See that max line's there. Fluid's just right there, so it'd be a little bit. The drain plug is kind of right behind that wheel. It's facing this way. So we're going to lift up from this side, from the right side of the hard body, so we could access that drain plug. And grab your trusty tool set. Love Craftsman. Have your catch can ready. It's a 14 millimeter for that drain plug. Now I'm noticing I have a leak. See, the fact that it's under the pan could be pan gasket, or it's coming from the top. Now it's notorious for these KA24s. But that back part of that valve cover on the engine, the gasket, sometimes doesn't sit right and it leaks from there and it falls. But I don't see any leakage there at all. Could be maybe the rear main seal, but that's gonna get swapped when we swap out the clutch and flywheel. So let's get back down here and loosen it up. Alright, let's loosen this up. It's on there too tight. Oh, look at that. I guess it is. There you go. Just had to get a better angle at it. Let's break the catch can. It's got a spill. Oh well. Not a lot, but not. Let's set that drain plug on the side. Let it fully drain. I'm gonna show you what I do. I like to take care of my vehicles. I'm gonna show you what I do exactly to get rid of more of that black oil that's just seeping out. Let's loosen up the oil cap here on top to get a better flow. So while that's draining, let's add some power steering fluid. So these fill up quick. I'm just gonna pour in a tiny bit, maybe like less, maybe half of a spoonful, but we're not gonna add much, so you gotta be careful, and yeah, you don't want to overfill. Cool, it was a little bit, maybe it was, yeah, about less, about half a spoonful. Yeah, let's clean that up. Make sure it looks real nice. So it looks like the oil is almost pretty much done. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. Got an extra quart of oil. So we're gonna just pour some in here from the top. We're gonna try to pour the whole thing, and we're just gonna see more coming out from the bottom. You're gonna see obviously oils that gold honey color that we're used to seeing on oil. But once I start pouring from the top, it's not going to look the same in the bottom, because there still might be an extra dirty oil, that old oil on the pan. So that's what we're doing, trying to push that one out. So let's do that. Look at that, all that black oil just coming out. Told you, works all the time for me. Cool, now we're gonna add a little bit of coolant. Got my jug ready. Now it's full. See that? At that max line. That's where you want it to be. So while waiting for the oil, we knocked out two things to make sure that we're always at all levels on the fluid. And on the oil, I'm not sure if you could tell, but it's a lot more yellow and the black oil is coming out. So we're just gonna tighten up that drain plug in a bit, and we'll be good to go. Now the oil filter is located right there. That's gonna be a mission, because you can't get it in from the top to move all this junk out the way. I'm gonna have to get it in from the bottom. Alright, drain plug's done. Snug it, don't over tighten it. So come in through the front. There's your guy. So you kind of have to reach your hand, your arm in between, and from there twist it off. Isn't that beautiful where it's located? Yay! Come on. This is where I recommend you using gloves. So obviously on your way up, your hands don't get dirty. And eye protective wear, because as you do, there's gonna be shit falling down. It's gonna land in your eye. Believe me, I know, years of experience. And maybe this. So I couldn't do it by hand. I had to use these oil pliers, and it's starting to loosen now. Obviously, it doesn't matter if the oil filter gets damaged. The whole point is getting it off. So I loosened it. Yeah, I loosened it enough where I could do the rest by hand, because I got to put that catch can here in the bottom when that thing spills. And on the looks of it, I think it is going to be a oil pan gasket, because that's where all that oil is coming from. I don't see it in the top or leaking from the main seal. See, I even got on the sway bar and on the center link. So all right, let's loosen that up. All right, I loosened it a little bit where it's dripping. So if you can see there, it's tripping right through there. That right there in front of you would be the engine mount. This is the way the engine sits. So that's one. That's your then engine mount. So those mounts look pretty good. They don't look damaged. But let's let that drip a little bit more. Then we're gonna move it all the way. Now that's off and draining. We're gonna get the new oil filter. We're gonna apply a little bit of that new oil here on the seal. You know, that way it seals properly over there, doesn't go in dry. We're gonna use some of that Valvoline 2050 I had. Cool, so we got some there. Apply that. Just go around. Just leave a layer. That's all you gotta do. All right, now this one, hand tight. So let's tighten this. As you can see, turning it. When you thread by hand, you don't damage anything. It's always hand tight first on anything. Most of you guys know we're gonna watch this video. That's some of you that don't. Hand tight. All right, cool. That is on there real good by hand. So let's pour in some oil. But before we pour in, let's drop down the vehicle. That way it's leveled and we can check the dipstick properly. All right, let's start pouring in. Okay, cool. So now that the oil is filled up to its line where it should be, we're gonna go ahead and start the car just to kind of cycle the oil through the whole block, back from the filter, just everywhere around. There you go. Pretty easy on these pickups. Shouldn't be a hassle. You shouldn't have to worry about taking it to some shop or one of these other stop and go oil lube locations where sometimes they forget to add oil, and you know, stories like that. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube, and or you're on YouTube as you're watching this, on the search bar on YouTube, and look at these locations. I don't want to toss any names out there. For example, Jiffy Lube, I know some spots where they forget to add oil, or they don't even swap out the oil filter or the air filter, and that kind of sucks. You don't want stuff like that. So just do it yourself if you have the tools at home. If not, find a buddy, or if you do have a mechanic, make sure you know you actually trust them. And keep your car healthy. You take care of it, it's gonna take care of you. Thanks, guys. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, share the video. More videos for this hard body, possibly this week, on swapping out the tie rod on the vehicle. Thanks, guys.